Coming up on District Wire News, immigration reform. A draft of the White House's immigration reform plan is leaked. Will it stop the bipartisan negotiations? The experts weigh in.
And dangerous dogs. Whose fault is it when a pit bull attacks, and should owners be held responsible? It's something being debated by Maryland lawmakers. We'll find out what local pet owners have to say. District Wire News starts right now.
Good evening, I'm Christina Brooks.
And I'm Bridget Gales.
Immigration reform is underway in Congress, but just in case a bipartisan deal can't be made, the Obama administration is working on a backup plan. Kenya Downs has the story.
The White House today is backing away from a leaked immigration reform bill, calling it just Plan B. But Republicans have already criticized the proposal. Florida Senator Marco Rubio calls it dead on arrival. American University professor Matthew Wright says this is the most serious either party has been on immigration reform, and a lot is at stake.
So I think everybody's serious. I think the problem is that we're now in this sort of era of polarization and crisis politics, so I'm not certain that we'll actually get anywhere as a result of it, because both sides will ultimately have to agree.
The bill included a lawful prospective immigrant status. That would be an 8-year pathway to citizenship for the estimated 11 million undocumented immigrants currently in the country. President Obama says responsible reform is the key to strengthening the economy.
So if we're truly committed to strengthening our middle class and providing more ladders of opportunity to those who are willing to work hard to make it into the middle class, we've got to fix the system.
The 8 senators responsible for drafting the bill say they are making progress in negotiations, but the White House is preparing their version if talks fail. For AU News, I'm Kenya Downs.
The delayed vote on Defense Secretary nominee Chuck Hagel will move forward this week. Senator John McCain says Republicans will vote on Hagel when they return from the President's Day holiday. Republicans say the two-time senator and decorated Vietnam veteran is unqualified. Senate Democrats have a confirmation vote scheduled for February 26.
It's a federal holiday, and the Metro is running on a different schedule. The Metro Rail is operating on a Saturday schedule and will stay open till midnight. Blue Line trains will run to Stadium Armory. Red Line trains will run single track from Rhode Island Avenue to Tacoma. The Metro bus is on a supplemental Saturday schedule. Check timetables for your bus route.
A man is out of a job after he was accused of slapping a baby on an airplane. The baby's mother said Joe Ricky Hunley said a racial slur and slapped her 2-year-old son, who was crying on the plane. She said he smelled like alcohol. The child's parents said the baby had a scratch underneath his eye. They're now considering suing the man.
Country music stars are showing support for singer Mindy McCready, who died yesterday afternoon. Police found the 37-year-old on the front porch of her home in Claiborne County, Arkansas. The county coroner says McCready died from a self-inflicted gunshot wound. The singer came to the country music scene in 1996 with her #1 hit, Guys Do It All the Time. She leaves behind 2 sons, 6-year-old Xander and 10-month-old Zane.
Bicyclists in Maryland may soon have to strap on a helmet or risk a fine. State lawmakers are considering a bill that would require adults to wear head protection while pedaling. Right now, only children are required to. That would make Maryland the first state to make adults wear helmets. This has sparked some backlash from the bicycling community, which says it could discourage bicycling.
I think it's another example of the government getting a little too overzealous, getting into people's personal decisions. I'm all for regulating things when it comes to when your actions affect the safety of others, but wearing a bicycle helmet is only going to affect your personal safety.
The Department of Transportation says more than 600 bicyclists died in crashes in 2010. Of those who died, 70% were not wearing helmets. If passed, the law will go into effect October 1st.
Things are heating up in D.C. Ward 4 over a new Walmart store. Construction on the store is already underway, but locals are not happy about it, and they're not afraid to let people know. Kelly Chase has more.
Ward 4 Thrives is continuing their fight against retail chain Walmart. The group held a meeting with D.C. Council Chairman Phil Mendelson today. Residents were able to discuss their concerns about the new Walmart on Georgia Avenue.
The gun issue, the fraud, sexism, all of those things, crime.
I have been an elected official of one kind or another since 1979. I've been on the city council since 1998. I have seen political fights where a community is upset. And with regard to the Walmart situation, it just hasn't been enough. Just being honest with you.
This is the former site of Curtis Chevrolet, where construction on the new Walmart is already underway.
I hope that we will have success in keeping these big box stores out of D.C., which I believe are going to kill businesses and kill neighborhoods and create more traffic.
The businesses I contacted did not want to comment. Some say they do not want to cause trouble with the new Walmart. I'm Kelly Chase, District Wire News.
Traffic in D.C. is always busy, but is particularly dangerous at two intersections. A new study by the District Department of Transportation shows where Washingtonians have to be extra careful. Reporter Yi Yang has more.
Cyclists and pedestrians better watch out on the intersection of 14th and U Street, as well as MLK Avenue and Howard Road. A new report from the District Department of Transportation found more crashes involving bikes and pedestrians in both places than anywhere else in the district for the past 2 years.
Like I say, it's the kids running all out in front of, running all out in the streets, disobeying traffic and everything. You know, they just disobey everything. That's the only thing I can see is the kids.
About 9 bike accidents happened on 14 and U Street over the period of study, and the report says the frequency of incidents has increased since introduction of bike facilities. In addition to all the cars going through the intersection, bike lanes on 14th are crossed through it, and it is also the bus transfer point.
I can see how bike lanes would lead to more accidents because bikers probably get more confident that they don't have to pay as close attention. And cars often don't respect bike lanes, so I can see how that would lead to more accidents.
The intersection of MLK Avenue and Howard Road led among pedestrian crashes, 8 injuries recorded in 1 year. The study, based on DC police crash reports, finds many of the incidents were caused by drivers, cyclists, or pedestrians simply not paying attention or breaking the law. Yi Yan for AU News, Washington, D.C.
A D.C. councilman is planning to pass a new law to stop the sale of stolen cell phones. Councilman Tommy Wells is giving the mayor the power to shut down any business found selling stolen property. Wells is trying to reduce the amount of robberies in the city after seeing hundreds of used and suspicious phones in 2 D.C. GameStop stores.
All on Sundays. Rachel Rood has the story.
The AM Wine Shop in Adams Morgan opened its doors yesterday on a Sunday to sell wine and liquor for the first time.
How are you doing today, sir? Good.
It took over a month, but it is one of the first D.C. stores to obtain the new license since Mayor Gray overturned a law banning Sunday liquor sales in January.
I think it's a good move by Mayor Gray, honestly. It's a kind of an antiquated law, and for being the capital of the nation that the world watches constantly, we should honestly have more up-to-date, modern laws when it comes to nightlife, that sort of thing.
For years, D.C. and many other states have banned liquor sales on Sundays. It was a policy that left some locals wondering why, in 2013, it was still in effect.
But it always just seems sort of like a holdover from something that maybe isn't really relevant anymore.
But now that stores can sell alcohol on Sundays, it doesn't mean that all of them want to work an extra day.
I think there's a big backlash from a lot of liquor store owners that don't want to stay open on Sundays because they like to have the extra day off.
But to AM Wine Shop, opening liquor sales yesterday for the first time was a cause for celebration.
All of the regular customers came in, people who live in the neighborhood and that we see 2-3 times a week. Everyone came through, they were really excited. They said, "You guys can finally do it now, right?" And we were like, "Yes, we can."
Now D.C. residents can have a little bit of wine with their Sunday meal. For District Wire News, I'm Rachel Rood.
coming up after the break. A new poll shows that 10% of Washingtonians identify as gay, bisexual, or transgender. But how gay-friendly is Washington, D.C. really? We've got the answer.
And pipeline protests. Tens of thousands of environmentalists protest in D.C. But will their efforts even make a difference in stopping the construction of the Keystone Pipeline? Stay with us.